RPG story ideas for Vampire the Masquerade, the Blackout.
So this one is mainly mine since I'm running it. So I was thinking if you had lower level vampires who are just blacking out and just waking up in areas that they don't remember, maybe in the act of doing something heinous, and then there's blood hunts by higher level vampires basically trying to hunt them down.
So heinous even by vampire standards. So maybe
Yeah,
in the act of diablerie or the act of trying to break into
or
some
just full out
person's.
masquerade violations.
Oh yeah, that'd be even easier. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, the Nosferatu didn't do obfuscate to
Yeah,
make
to walk
himself
around
invisible, so he just
yeah.
walked around in public. Now, not in an area that would be a huge problem, but still.
Right, right.
So
Makes
now,
sense.
your players could either wake up and they have the same problem, or they start getting tasked by other hot vampires of like trying to figure out what's happening, and they figure out that there's an elder vampire who's dominating these lower level vampires for his schemes.
Well, that would actually be fun to combine the two, where the local, maybe their local leader is tasking each one, specifically if they're from different clans or whatever, to go figure out what's happening because maybe somebody in their clan got caught up in it and now has been destroyed, and it's a lot of power vacuum and power issues are happening, and so the head of your little sect, your line is like, we need you to go figure out why these, why did Fred do this? That's not in his character. Like I'm gonna send 7 or 8 people to go figure it out. And you're one of them because you're a Bruja, and that's what the Bruja did. And then maybe there's another group doing the same thing. And then as you're doing it, as you get closer and closer, right? Like if you get clues as to what's happening, like you maybe start figuring out that everybody that went to this club is
Having that happen.
And then maybe not everybody, but like 1 in 6 vampires that frequent this club have had this issue. So it's like a higher level than anywhere else. If you look at anything else, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, they all went to this other place too, but we've all been there. Like this one club, though, seems to be maybe the linchpin of the whole thing. And as they start investigating it, the next thing you know, they are now like in the act of an issue, or like maybe they're trying to kill their own, like the head of their own clan, right? That's like what the guy did to you was, send you out on a suicide mission so that you would stop looking into it.
Yep.
And then you have that where you put all the clues together and you piece it together, and then they have to go either convince the elders, the other vampires, or their head, like it's actually this guy that's doing it. Or they have to go take them out themselves. I mean, I think that'd be some really interesting stuff where I like the concepts of, specifically if you played it in this way, right? Where if you did and you described a scene to them, and then you basically describe them coming to, like, not like they're been passed out, but like they're in the act of whatever they're doing. And you describe the scene to them. And in Vampire, it's a little bit more brutal than anything else. So you could just say, you wake up in a hallway, the lights are flickering, and you see, looks like 3 dead, there's like 3 dead guards in the hallway. You recognize them all as ghouls. And if you don't know what a ghoul is a human that's imparting a vampire blood to be a servant. You recognize these 3 ghouls as like the personal assistants of the head of your clan. And you're outside the door of the head of the clan, right? And you've managed to break down half the door. And like there's an alarm going off, and it's like, what do you do?
and all of you are down X amount of HP because you fought your way up through.
Yeah.
And marked down a couple points of blood, too.
That would be the best part, is if you're like, okay, you're down a will, you're down 6 points of blood, and you are down 2 health levels. And you're like, oh, crap. And it's like, you hear noise coming up the stairs, you hear your boss, basically, the head of your clan, screaming your name. Like, I'm going to get you for this. What do you do? And now your players have to go, oh, am I fighting my way out? Am I running my way out? Am I trying to explain my way out? Like, how do I... And then how do they get back in the good graces? And that would be one area where it's like, we got to go hunt down this guy or gal and kill them. So that's some really cool things. I like this concept. I always love the concept of taking away just a little bit of player agency to put them in this like, oh crap moment where they're like, wait, what's going on? And then if you're going to do that, describe the scene as most detailed as you can in like a paragraph and a half, and then give them some impetus to start to move quickly. Like, there's their names being screamed like, I'm going to get you for this if I live through this. And then there's another thing where it's like they're hearing what they presume to be vampires coming up the hallway because they're not moving as clumsily as humans. You know what I mean? Anyway, that gives you a really good idea. I like this concept, and that concludes the Vampire Masquerade, the Blackout idea. Hopefully that helps. See you next time.